I was well aware that, for example, Invercargill, which is a couple of hours south of Queenstown, they had done a 2-week-long risk assessment where they had invited people down to the council chambers, and they had broadcasted that live on their platform, so anyone could go and watch the whole process. They had an entire day where anyone could come down and make submissions, as well as doctors, nurses, and people who were involved in the health industry. And after 2 weeks, they decided that they would, in fact, they did a 2-week-long risk assessment, and they would, in fact, close down the Queen's Park swimming pool and the library, etc. Whereas places like Gore, they did their risk assessment, and they found that there was no need, because of their building or because of the risk assessment they had done, that there was no need to close the swimming pool or the library. And so too Oamaru. And they were all very close. Gore's only a couple of hours away, just slightly in a different direction. Oamaru's about 3 hours, 15 minutes away. And so by looking at those other places, I realized that, depending on the risk assessment, these places could stay open. And my daughter could go to the library and I could go swimming, or not. But I just wanted to see the risk assessment. Well, QLDC came back with an email saying that they had indeed not done any risk assessment. And so I asked them, okay, that's fine. Can I just have at least the minutes of a meeting that you had? And they said it was done verbally through the executive and a couple of other people, and there is no minutes of that meeting. So there was no risk assessment done, and not even minutes of a meeting of the risk assessment. So I thought, well, this is not right. They've been asked directly by Ministry of Business, etc., to do that. I got in touch with the ministry, and they said, yes, indeed, that they had asked individual councils to do a risk assessment. And so when QLDC said that they hadn't done a risk assessment or even a minuted meeting, I asked, well, who was involved in this meeting? And they basically said, I was just the executive and a couple of other people. And I said, is anyone on that board or that executive, are they involved in health? Are they a nurse or a doctor? Are they qualified to make such a decision to shut down? And they said, no one's a nurse or a doctor. So there was no one qualified. They didn't even have a risk assessment, and they didn't do a meeting. So, they had a meeting, but it wasn't even minuted. That's how much effort they put into making the decision. They just decided to close everything down without doing a risk assessment.
And when you say risk assessment, they didn't even have a modicum of a report.
No, nothing. Not one thing.